From the wildest, richest rodeo in the West, this is a special 1-hour edition of NSN Tonight alongside Shannon Kelly. I'm Mike Stephenson, thrilled to be making this happen in partnership with the Reno Rodeo, new West Distributing and Coors. We got so much to get to, features inside and out of the arena, special guests, and more, as this is a day we especially always look forward to each and every year.
We certainly do, Mike. It's been a busy, crazy week filled with jam-packed action here as the stands have been filled every night at the Reno Rodeo as some of the baddest cowboys and cowgirls make their way through the biggest little city for 10 straight nights.
We have some quick business I need to get to. If you've watched our rodeo show the last couple of years, I've teased that I may or may not add a cowboy hat to my collection. 2026, it's happening, y'all. Mike is officially a quote-unquote poser cowboy, although I do know a little bit about pro rodeo, and Reno being one of the biggest stops in pro rodeo. The elements are starting to arrive, which it should be a kind of breezy and chilly Saturday night for the championship round, which could throw a wrinkle in things, but we persevere through all the elements just like these cowboys and cowgirls do.
Yes, we certainly do. Lots of elements, Mike. Cowboys and cowgirls alike. And you know who also faces some elements? The Nevada natives. They face some elements and maybe a little bit of pressure competing in their hometown rodeo.
That's such a great call, as it's got to hit different for the over 20 competitors hailing from the Silver State, and almost all of them from northern Nevada, whether Reno, Sparks, or some of my surrounding rural areas. Is Mother Nature having fun with us here on a Thursday on NSN Tonight? Those competitors trying to get a little chunk of that over $750,000 that are up for grabs. Some of them, Shannon, do rodeo full time. Some, it's more of a part-time thing.
Some it is. It's all a little bit different. We've seen a handful roll through. Some it's their first time coming on in, but we had the chance to chat with a few of them, including Mitch Pollock, his cousin Hank Whitaker, and Colby Scott of Reno.
I've been coming here ever since I was a little kid, riding sheep, and my uncle Mike Menaberry is a past president. It's been, my whole life I've been here in June. So to be able now to come out of these bucking chutes is pretty special. And I don't plan on quitting anytime soon, so Reno's going to see a lot more of me.
First Reno Rodeo was cool, home state rodeo, so very exciting, very cool audience. It feels awesome to be back here again this year and hopefully come back with a little bit of vengeance. This is one that the family can come watch, and everyone here say you're a Nevada cowboy and the crowd goes wild. I just love that.
For this being a hometowner, it's a big hometowner and it's a good one. I can feel the crowd there. They're lively over here in Reno, and it's been great. The last few years that I have entered, it feels like home.
If you're ever at the evening performance and you hear the announcer say this cowboy or cowgirl is from Nevada, that without a doubt gets the loudest cheers of each and every night. And such was the case earlier this week for one local barrel racer who we want to feature by the name of Haley Longfield, this year competing in her 4th Reno Rodeo. She's one of those barrel racers that does it as much as she can, but she also has a pretty important day job that she balances as a radiation therapy specialist at Renown. So yes, from scrubs to boots, Haley covers it all, and she is obviously thrilled to represent not just her hometown rodeo, but also its biggest hospital.
It's very special. For somebody who doesn't rodeo full-time or even part-time for that matter, I always make a point to enter the Reno Rodeo. It's my favorite. I can represent Reno Rodeo and myself and my family. I'm a 4th-generation Reno Nevadan, so to have the last name Longfield in the Reno Rodeo means a lot to me. We all know a cancer diagnosis is probably one of the worst diagnoses a person can receive. And so for me to be on the team that actually helps to treat that person and get them to the other side of that diagnosis, it means the world. And honestly, we have the best patients. When I get to go into work, I'm blessed to be able to do that. When I get to get on this animal back here and I get to stick her in the arena, I'm blessed to do that. So every step that I take, no matter which pathway it's on, I'm just very blessed to be able to do it.
such a pleasure visiting with Haley, who is from Reno but now lives in Fernley, where she currently raises barrel racing horses, balancing that gig with renown. Not far from Fernley, of course, Churchill County and Fallon, home of the 3-time world champion heeler Jade Corkill. Just want to give you a quick update on Jade, who is in line to get back here Saturday night for the championship go-round, but en route to a recent rodeo in Nampa, Idaho, he rolled over his rig, a very scary sight on the highway, as his horse Turbo was part of this rollover and walked right out unscathed. And not long later, Jade and partner Clint Summers were inside the Reno Rodeo grounds going 5.5 times 2 to likely get them back for Saturday's championship go-around. That's the story within the story of these cowboys and cowgirls, the traveling, the risks, and now the miracles of the horse Turbo still being around.
That is crazy.
Incredible.
And what a remarkable story. Thank goodness he is okay and his horse is okay. And as you mentioned, he is in line to hopefully make it back here. One of the best healers, the 3-time world champion. And speaking of Fallon, there's a pair of brothers in Wyatt and Jarrett Peak who are competing. Jarrett Peak has competed in the Reno Rodeo before, but is now doing so with his little brother Jared, who just graduated from, little brother Wyatt, who just graduated from Churchill County this year, Mike. That is pretty crazy. He won a state championship in football with the Green Wave in the fall and is now competing in his first Reno Rodeo. Here are the pair of brothers as they compete in the rodeo and look up to none other than Jade Corkill.
It's not something that many people get to do, especially with your brother. I mean, just the rodeo itself is pretty rare to be able to be in. So when getting to do it with family and getting to do it near where you live, it's pretty special.
One of my good buddies, and we're the only ones from Fallon that even be out here doing it, and he's done amazing. And I just want to be able to do like what he's done.
The impact that you can have, like he was saying, Jade, he's from Fallon, and you know, he really brings another culture to it, and he's such a big aspect of this whole sport. So being from Fallon, it's pretty cool that you get to go and do it and represent the town.
All right, of course, it's a hot ticket to get inside the performance each and every night, but the Reno Rodeo has other options for you. Our Zach Larson explored the Dock Speakeasy Bar and the indoor viewing party.
All right, we're here at the Reno Rodeo at the Silver Spurs Mercantile inside the indoor arena. There's a lot of shopping here, but did you know there's a viewing party and a speakeasy bar? Yeah, we're gonna check out both of them, and right behind me, that's the viewing party.
The viewing party is new to the Reno Rodeo. We've had it for 3 years, but it's an awesome element to add and really just grow rodeo fans to enjoy the sport of rodeo. You know, it sells out every year. You can come inside the indoor arena where the Silver Spurs Mercantile is, do lots of indoor shopping, enjoy the vendors, and stay to hang out in the cool air-conditioned building where you can win prizes and then watch the rodeo in real time. You can also kick your feet up in the stands and any of the bleachers. There's big LED screens in the indoor arena that are hanging, so from anywhere in the building you can see the rodeo.
All right, when you're done with the viewing party, there's a really cool place you can visit after. It's called the Dock Bar, and it's a speakeasy bar right above me.
Well, the first year was very secretive, but people are starting to learn. We've added the famous Dock Bar horse on the doors, which is a little bit of a hint that it might be a speakeasy. This Dock Bar has been around forever. We got a team of people together and decided, you know, let's make it something fun, a Western style speakeasy, a VIP exclusive experience.
It's so good. I love it. Cheers.
We do have a secret passphrase each night, which is fitting in with the speakeasy feel. Email docbar@renorodeo.com, DOCBAR@renorodeo.com to inquire about tickets, and we'll respond to you and then get tickets, and then everybody gets a wristband. You get food.
No, I love that.
As well as 2 included drinks, a specialty gift, and we have live music starting at 8:30 p.m. each night. We have donated saddles that are previously worn, so a lot of little vignettes that people can sit in and experience, you know, kind of take a step back in time, so to speak. Dock Bar opens at 6 for the ticketed guests. Generally, it's $85 per person for that experience, and then at 8:30, we allow others in to a $10 cover charge. Doors close at 11, but really want to push people up and see our nice elevated space.
NSN Tonight from the Reno Rodeo rolls on after this short break as we introduce you to some of the youngest stars in this year's performance.
I think you have to go George Strait for sure. Probably a Coke and some chips. That's about it. Salinas to, I can't remember the spot, but it was far. Probably 20 hours driving. That was a lot, but not terrible. Probably the fact that I ride a Segway. Probably some sport. Probably baseball is what I would have tried. Probably wouldn't have been good enough, but tried it on at least.
No place we'd rather be than the Reno Rodeo. Our special 1-hour edition of NSN Tonight rolls on. Shout out to the Rodeo, New West Distributing and Coors for helping us make this happen. Each and every year, one of the best nights on the rodeo schedule has got to be Wolfpack Night. As we go back to Wednesday night, inside the grounds, and for the annual clown act. First, you had the carriages, President Brian Sandoval, his wife. You had Jordan Getzelman, baseball coach. Bill McGillis made it on the Clydesdale carriage this year. And then we had the clown act, and things got fun as we featured a couple football players, Elijah Price with the basketball team, and of course, Alfie.
This is always fun. We've seen the basketball team go out there. We've seen the football team go out there. How about now the football team and the basketball team? Kai Woods, Elijah Price, Jeremy Naborn Owens, and Alfie. They were trying to find Alfie
Blindfold
blindfolded.
him, go find Alfie.
And Elijah Price may have miscued earlier in the act, Mike.
He really leaned into the whole event, and he really sprawled himself out that 6'9" frame trying to track down Alfie. Ultimately, he traversed all over that arena and got a bit of a conditioning workout in. Ultimately, it was Jeremy Naborn Owens. It's only fitting the defensive player makes the quote-unquote tackle of Alfie, if you will.
Pretty much.
Nonetheless, you want to talk about getting tackled? Let's talk about steer decorating, because on Wolfpack Night, the silver and blue takes over that high-octane event, and we got real up close and personal courtesy of a former Wolfpack punter.
Quentin Conaway here, Associate Athletic Director of Development with the best Reno Rodeo partner of all time.
Hey everyone, I'm Cameron Smith. I'm the head coach of the ski team. We're here to win the steer decorating contest. Let's go Pack!
This is my 5th year. I'm not here to mess around. I'm a veteran. These football guys think they even know what they're doing here.
Quickest hands in the West. Let's go.
I think I'm concussed. I don't know it, but I think it. But I'm going to bounce back, and we're going to raise all-time dollars in this next week for Wolfpack Athletics.
The best. I come running up. I try and find Quentin amongst the chaos. All of a sudden, Quentin's down on the ground, holding his rope, getting trampled by the cow.
Another cow ran into ours, which then caused chaos. Ours went crazy. I was feeling really good, and then it went down. I got kicked right here and then right here. More of a shiner than I ever got as a punter, by the way.
What a good sport in Quentin Conaway. Look at him go out there.
I could barely hold it together trying to film that.
I'm
and
sure.
What a trooper. Glad he was able to walk away from that.
Yeah, right? I mean, he did play football, but he was a punter. So
he wouldn't
Quentin
get hit like
Conaway, a good sport out there. All right, some of the Reno Rodeo's newest performers this year are barely big enough for the fair rides, but they're turning heads inside of the arena. Here's more on Summer and Company. The newest performers at the Reno Rodeo are proving age is just a number.
I'm Gibson. I'm Emily. I'm Summer. And we're Summer and Company.
Look, Mom, no hands.
The mother-daughter trio is captivating the pro rodeo world with 10-year-old Emmy and 8-year-old Jensen, two of the youngest trick and Roman riders in the country.
It was never a dream of mine to teach my children to trick ride. That was never even a thought in my mind.
This unlikely family venture wouldn't have been possible had Summer Boyd not taught herself more than a decade ago.
My great-granddad trick rode, And I was always fascinated with that. I never got to see him in person, but just the stories. I thought that sounded like so much fun.
Summer soon passed on her passion to her oldest, Emmy, when she was just 3 years old.
At some point I told my husband, I know it sounds crazy to teach a 3-year-old to trick ride, but I said, I feel like I can make her safer. Telling her, put your hand here, or don't do it like that.
Slowly but surely, here we go.
I kind of thought it would run its course, that she would get tired of it, but she just exploded with it. She did her first performance by herself when she was 4 years old, and I believe she did 11 tricks.
Summer's youngest, Jensen, also wanted to follow in her mom and sister's footsteps.
We had a real serious conversation, and even though she was just little bitty, I said, do you want to do karate? Do you want to rope? Do you want to run barrels? You know, you want to do ballet? What does Jensen look like to you? And she said, I want to trick ride.
The louder you get, that is what's going to help her fly.
My favorite thing to do in the whole world.
Now a well-tuned production, Summer and Company travels roughly 10 months out of the year, performing at various rodeos across the country. The Boyds sharpen their skills from their ranch in Lovington, New Mexico.
I always feel like my favorite rodeo, though, is whatever we're at. It doesn't matter if it's raining and there's just only 10 people that showed up. They still put just as much into it as performances that we've done that have 18 to 20,000 people.
For 9 straight nights, Summer and Company is showing the wildest, richest rodeo in the West what they're all about.
Look at this.
We go around the arena and we do different tricks every time. We wear different costumes. And the Roman riding, we have 2 horses and we stand on top of them. And we can weave fire, split fire, jump fire.
There's so many times in the arena when I watch them and it's just like it brings tears to my eyes. When it all comes together in that moment, there's no distractions. It's just us and our performance, and it's something I'll cherish for the rest of my life.
The definition of entertainment is the definition of rodeo and family. What are you going to say to Summer?
NSN Tonight rolls on after this. Maybe you know the rodeo, powered by volunteers. And we have the man at the helm of them all joining us from the Reno Rodeo next. NSN Tonight from the Reno Rodeo rolls on. Thrilled now to be joined by Ty Rogers. He is the committee chair for manpower here at the Reno Rodeo. You've had the role for the last 3 years. This is an elected role. What is it? Because we always hear about the hundreds of volunteers, and you play a huge role, do you not?
Yeah, 100%. The volunteers here are what makes rodeo happen. So our database has over 1,250 volunteers of it that we manage every year. I'm part of the elected body that oversees that. We're a group of 7 members. We have members, directors, and the second vice president that sit on that, and we help regulate people. We help give their badges, their credentials, everything you need for rodeo.
I can imagine you're on a first-name basis with all 1,200 of these.
Not
volunteers.
at all. It's so hard to know everybody, but we have a team that can do that, which is the best part.
And it takes a team. I think folks might come to the fair, come to the rodeo, and just think, oh, maybe there's a big money corporation that's making this happen. But quite literally, the Reno Rodeo would not be what it is if not for those folks that frankly don't get paid to pull it off.
Yeah, that's a fact. So many of us show up, we take our vacations here, we want to spend our time enjoying the art and the beauty of rodeo, and how we express that is through volunteerism.
This is, the rodeo's history is incredible. It has humble beginnings all the way back in 1919. There was funding issues during the Great Depression, and now you look at it, it's a top 5 rodeo quite literally in the world. You're pushing $800,000 that are awarded each and every year. The baddest competitors in the sport make sure to make their way through Reno. Can you just take us through the pride that the volunteers hold in creating what this thing is now?
It's monstrous. So people really look at this as their expression of how they can give back to the community. We see a ton of dedication here. People love to support causes that support things that they're invested in. And for Reno Rodeo, it's giving back. It's agriculture, it's rodeo, it's the Western spirit. There's so much of that. And just by signing up and providing your time, you can do that and be a part of one of the greatest member organizations in the world.
And you did not just stumble into this position you're in now. You have long been a part of the Reno Rodeo. You've long been a part of our community, of course. Give us your history in the sport as you used to participate a little bit, and then you started at the bottom, if you will, when it comes to being a volunteer.
I'm kind of born into this more or less. My mom was a Miss Reno Rodeo way back when. My dad was a PRCA competitor as well, so they kind of gave me a good history in this. My grandpa even won the bareback riding here way back when too. So I started volunteering in high school school, and I kind of just kept with it. You could kind of come and go as you please back then. Now we're a little bit more formal, as we are such a large rodeo and we have an intense volunteer process. So now that I've been a formal wrangler and then became a member, then became a director, and then recently elected to the executive committee here. So we've had a fun run, but I'll tell you what, the best and brightest for volunteers are what we've got. One of the best rodeos in the country, and I think we have the best volunteers out of everybody.
I'm curious what you hear from folks around the country. As you mentioned, some folks will travel here to be a part of this, but when you go to other rodeos or maybe different events, what do folks say about the Reno Rodeo that maybe aren't from here?
Well, I'll tell you from my perspective, one of the things that, in fact, we got to speak about at the PRCA convention is people were very interested in how we regulate all of our volunteers. As you brought up, a lot of people use tons of employees to do this. Not only do we own the rodeo, but now, on behalf of the Department of Agriculture, Reno Rodeo has taken over running what was the Reno Sparks Livestock Event Center, now the Nevada State Fairgrounds. So we're going to do a huge part of that with volunteers and, of course, key paid personnel as well.
I'll tell you what, it's only getting bigger. I guess for folks that are watching and thinking, hey, I've always seen you guys out there and doing your various things and the volunteers and all the hands on deck, I want to get involved. How would you encourage them to do that?
Start with the website, renorodeo.com. Every year in August, 1st of September, we always put up the brand new Wrangler application. That's what you're looking for. It'll say how to get involved. Click that, read all the things. It's a very quick application that you fill out. We get you involved in the family, and then before you know it, you're out here with the rest of us, shoulder to shoulder.
I was just going to say, before you know it, you're rubbing elbows with Ty Rogers. Anything else you want to add while we have you? What's your favorite fair food?
I got to be honest. Those corn dogs are ridiculous,
next
right?
level, yeah.
Corn
Over
dog
under
and
how many
Coors?
corn dogs throughout the 10 days? Yeah.
No, one.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You got to strategize.
That's what I tell
that
my
corn
wife.
dog, right?
Only one.
Ty, finish strong. Thanks for all you do here at the Reno Rodeo. I'll give you the floor if you want to add anything else before we say goodbye.
Well, appreciate our volunteers. Appreciate what you do for community support. And thanks to everybody here on the team.
This is one of the best days of the year for us here at Nevada Sportsnet, that's for sure. Finish strong, Ty, and thanks so much for the time.
Thanks for having me.
All right, NSN Tonight from the Rodeo rolls on. After this, we have in-arena entertainment to talk about. The new clown featured this year, and perhaps the most interesting man in pro rodeo, a guy behind the camera. We feature both of them next.
Welcome back to NSN Tonight from the Reno Rodeo, presented by Coors and New West Distributing. A career in professional rodeo didn't work out for Justin Rumford, but he made his way into the arena somehow more than a decade ago and has been loving it ever since, especially this stop right here this week in the biggest little city. Reno is more than just another stop on the circuit for rodeo clown Justin Rumford.
Thank you, everybody. I wrote this down in 2011 when I started. This is one that I wanted to do, and this was the last one out of 15 that I get to check off.
Rumford penciled the 2026 Reno Rodeo on his calendar 3 years ago and is now soaking in every moment.
A lot of people say that I look like a chubby Channing Tatum.
I walked out to that arena and went, oh my gosh, here we go. This is the one. It gives you the nerves like trying to ask a girl to dance at a middle school homecoming. That's corny. That's how I feel. I'm just being honest.
The Kansas native's rodeo roots run deep, but his journey to becoming a barrelman came by chance.
So when I was in college, I was working for the Butler & Son Rodeo Company, taking care of horses and driving a truck. We had a bull riding event, and the clown that was supposed to be there had to leave, had a family emergency, and all the stuff was there. So like, hey, you should try this. I'm like, all right, you know. So I just put the stuff on, and I just went out in the arena and just started talking to everybody. I'm like, what's up, everybody? And it worked.
Everybody else says I look like Chris Farley.
Rumford's impromptu performance would quickly steer his career in a new direction.
I was doing a internship at Bank of Oklahoma to be a loan officer, and I was like, this rodeo clown deal is like a thing. I'm gonna do this. So I made a few phone calls, and a year later, I did 150 some performances and been on the road ever since.
Now, 15 years later, Rumford is one of the most decorated entertainers in rodeo history, with 10 Pro Rodeo Clown of the Year awards to his name.
Everybody has a different thought of what comedy is and what comedy should be, and I'm a lot different than a lot of rodeo clowns. I don't wear the baggy pants and all the kind of corny old clown stuff. I've always just wanted to do things my own way.
I will jump a motorcycle 85 feet in the air
And there's much more that goes into Rumford's acts than just showing up to the grounds.
We go to production meetings, we meet with our sound people, we have a production manager. We got to tailor our show. If we have diehard rodeo fans, some of the stuff I do is not going to work as well as if we got party crowds.
While cowboys and cowgirls may be the stars of the show, there's one thing he hopes all fans can enjoy.
And this world's rough, and there's a lot of things happening that's hard on people. So if you can come to the rodeo and not have to worry about life for 2 hours and just sit back and enjoy, that's what I want to help you do.
Justin Rumford, what a guy.
He's done a great job out there.
He has.
He is hilarious, and I think he's happy he's not working at the bank now.
I think so, yeah. His family's been in the rodeo business since the 1940s, and he said it was great. Rodeo, it's like Hotel California. You can leave, but you can never check out of the rodeo.
That's such a great way to put it, and I'm so happy that he could check off this bucket list rodeo, as he's done a great job at the Wildest, Richest Rodeo in the West. I want to now talk about a person that I have recently learned about and recently got to know a little bit. And for my money, I think he might be the most interesting person in pro rodeo, and a person that really nobody gets to hear or see from. Although if you look at the arena each night and you see the guy with his boots in the dirt and a big camera in his hand, then you do know Fernando Sam Sin. Let's just let him tell his story in his own words, because it is worth it.
Fernando Jamil Samson. I'm Dutch Indonesian. If you ain't Dutch, you ain't much. My mom called me after a famous movie star, Fernando Lamas. I'm one of 63 children, 22 baby mamas, but I'm from the first litter. My dad, when he was naked, he was in his working clothes. I'm very good friends with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I met Arnold in 1972 in Essen, Germany, and I came as a professional bodybuilder to California. There's me here. There's Arnold. The same guy that vouched for Arnold's green card, vouched for my green card. Is my oldest daughter with Lou Ferrigno. I manage professional athletes. I manage all the assets, and I'm involved with some contract negotiations. I've been doing it for 40 years. Charles and I talked at least twice a week.
When I say Fernando, what comes to mind?
Talks a lot. Talks a lot. Great guy, though.
Are you going to go more in the center of the arena? I've been taking pictures for the last 13 years. But not rodeo. My daughter, one day she came home and she said, hey, I want a horse, you know? And I'm from Amsterdam, you know, they smoke some good joints there, you know? I go like, whatever you're smoking, it can't be that good. I'm looking at this horse, and I've never been around a horse. I've never owned a pair of jeans. And then she volunteered me to take a picture, and I went, and the first picture I took, I go, what the hell is that? And I was hooked. I'm trying to make a living for my family here. I shoot for a lot of the big dogs. My picture, you know, on the billboards in Las Vegas every year. Whatever I generate from rodeo, I donate. I just love it. It makes me feel good. When I sit over from this angle, because they're coming straight at me, that's what I like about it. Like Click there, the amateur, he goes and hides, you know? Because he doesn't get the good shots that I do.
First of all, I've never hidden from him. He just can't see that well, so, you know, he's got to get that figured out.
It appears to be friendly, but it's really not friendly.
It's a constant roast fest, so you got to be able to keep up.
You know, guys with the toys, the camera's bigger, but my picture is better.
He taught me a lot about life, but he's also taught me how to live, so every day he's smiling, or at least when he sees me, he's smiling, because we have a good time.
He's the enemy. I tolerate him. I tolerate her too.
He's been one of my dad's longest best friends forever, and so I never thought I'd have the privilege to do this with him.
Why are you shooting way out there? You don't want to be next to me?
He jokes around all the time, but then he'll say so much wisdom.
We're making a documentary on how the judges are.
Pure entertainment and joy.
I got it now. Hey, I had a senior moment.
You're having more of those lately.
Catherine, you're on camera. Don't talk to me. I'm nice to them. They're not nice to me. I'm very passionate about rodeo. I'm passionate about the cowboys, their lifestyle.
This guy is a complete idiot. Don't let nobody say anything.
He's not my friend. If you don't have passion, you have nothing. You can tell he's not my friend. Somebody's going to run his over later. Hands down, Reno to me is a number 2 rodeo. Pendleton, you can't compete with Pendleton. And I love everything about Reno.
I suppose Reno can take number 2 in his power rankings to Pendleton. The roundup over there in Oregon has been going on since 1910, so no shame in that. Always fun when you get to pull out the bleeper sound effect in a feature story, as Fernando Samson has quickly rose to the top of my coolest people I've ever met power rankings on the job, and you've obviously been around him too. Hard to miss him. You
can't miss him in the pit or in the arena when there's events going on. He's right up there in the action, and he takes some amazing photographs. The Reno Rodeo is very lucky to have him, as well as all of the other photographers. We heard from Click Thompson. They're another great photographer, but Fernando, it was great for you to get to chat with him a little bit more, Mike.
When we see Charles Barkley coming up next month at the American Century Championship, I'm going to have to name drop Fernando Samson and see if they really are as tight as he says they are. I'm pretty sure they are. All right, NSN Tonight from the Reno Rodeo continues after this, as we have another guest on the show. A guest that many will love to hear from, as he is representing Coors Brewing. We'll visit with him next.
Favorite country singer? That's a tough one. I'm pretty high on the Red Clay Strays right now. I'd like to think of myself as a gym rat. I love pre-workout, so I don't leave the camper without a little pre-workout in my bag, so that'd probably be my go-to. Quitters never win and winners never quit. I would probably be an MMA fighter. Actually, I just switched to a van. My 1-year-old son and wife are in there right now.
NSN Tonight from the Reno Rodeo rolls on, as we are thrilled to be partnered with the Wildest, Richest Rodeo in the West, new West Distributing, and Molson Coors, which leads us to our guest, John Shaw. He is a distributor sales executive representing Northern Nevada and Northern California. Thrilled to have you with us, sir. Coors Night on this Thursday evening inside the rodeo grounds. Coors and rodeo just go together like a match made in heaven.
They go together. They're perfect. Appreciate the invitation, being able to join you. Feels like home away from home the last 10 days, but has been a great day, great trip or great event thus far. So we're excited to keep rolling. And yeah, as you mentioned, Coors Night here on Thursday. So yeah, excited for this.
You look back to the history of Coors, it could be traced back to the 1700s. So it's been around for so many years.
Yeah.
Just why is it so important for the company to be such a proud sponsor with the Reno Rodeo?
Sorry, it's a great call out. We believe that brand is authentic. The brand is genuine. We have the legacy programming. It comes out of the West. It's born and still only out of Golden, Colorado, coming with the Rocky Mountain water. But out of the West, and authentic and genuine, and it really fits what we see with rodeo specifically and PRCA, and here in Reno, super developed. We call this Coors country. This is my Coors country. So super excited to be able to continue our partnership here and present the brands here in Northern Nevada.
And you would quite literally know more than anybody else in our region, because you were the only one representing the big brand up here in Northern Nevada. I got a couple quick ones. First of all, some fun, because I'm sure there's a wall you got to get through as we get past this halfway point of the Reno Rodeo. I always like to say I can't wait to get one of those banquet cans in my hand down at the Reno Rodeo, because it just goes down a little smoother here on the rodeo grounds. Over under, how many banquets we knocking back over 10 nights?
So over 10 nights, I gotta use different measurements. So I would say in kegs, I would say we're pushing about 300 kegs over this 10-day event. Of Coors,
oh my gosh.
Coors banquet alone.
Wow. Just the banquets, which of course Coors Lights, people love those Blue Mountains
Coors
as well.
Coors Lights still here, Blue Moon's here. We have Summer Shandy rolling around. Topo Chico, Arnold Palmer.
That's right.
So
guys are all over the place.
Strong variety. Yeah, we'll fit the mood of anyone that comes down 21 and over.
And before Shannon brings you another question, you have the Coors tent also. So between the rodeo grounds on Coors Night and pre and post, Coors got you covered.
Yeah, Coors tent ready to go. Pre-rodeo, post-rodeo. Come down, say hello, and it's a fun spot. Live entertainment, live DJ every night. Yeah. We're ready for everyone to come say hello.
Well, and the Coors tent wasn't always around at the Reno Rodeo, so why was that important to try and bring that here?
Funny, so we had a conversation with the Reno Rodeo team, great partners of ours, first of all, but also they bring up that the Coors tent has now become a landmark when identifying directions for guests and visitors. So for us, it's great because now it's like, all right, Coors tent is kind of stapled into this. So we've become a landmark here at Reno Rodeo, and no plans of going away anytime soon. But the partnership continues to grow and expand and pivot to make sure that we can offer as much to our consumers in Northern Nevada as we can.
Just like Coors is intertwined with the Reno Rodeo, you have also become entrenched with this beloved local event. You are not a Northern Nevada native.
Not.
You're going, I mean, we're talking, you were a former tour guide at the main facility in Golden, Colorado. Give us your history in the company, what brought you here, and what it's been like to immerse yourself in the Reno Rodeo specifically.
Yeah, so I started in Golden, Colorado as Coors Brewing at the time, and I was a part-time tour guide. I was 20 years old at the time.
Wow.
Left that for a distributor role within the Denver market, and then as my career progressed, I was offered the opportunity to find Northern Nevada and Northern California. Northern Nevada became my home in 2019. The same year that I participated in the Reno Rodeo Cattle Drive.
Come on.
And then following that, like up to now, I have 3 horses with my girlfriend and horse property. And yeah, life has changed in the last,
and it happened fast, too.
6 years in Northern Nevada, for sure.
I know you wouldn't trade it for anything, though, right? Because this is fun stuff.
Very happy. And yeah, for as tough and long as these 10 days are, they're fast and they're fun, but love the environment in the world and that we get to deal with and be partnered with.
And I know once it wraps up, the work begins for next year as well. So.
Yeah, and that's the real thing. I mean, with rodeo, you know, they have 1,200 volunteers and 60+ committees, and we see 10 days of activity and events, and those are the teams, and that's the group that sees the other 355 days to make it feel as seamless as it is. And shout out to the new West team. They're here morning and night, making sure that those cold beers are cold and available and ready to go. So yeah, I appreciate the partnership kind of across the board here.
Well, and on that topic, John said, come find him. So get a good look at that face. You got a few more nights to get out to the rodeo. He will have drink tokens on hand. If you spot him, you shout out the interview you saw on NSN Tonight. Maybe you get a free cold Coors in your hand.
NSN's the magic word. Come find us. We'll make sure that 21 and up gets that free beer.
And that's the thing. Enjoy responsibly. We'll see how many more kegs are tapped over the next few days. John Shaw, thanks so much for the time. Finish strong, and we'll have you back on soon.
Love it. Thanks for the partnership. Appreciate the opportunity.
All right, NSN Tonight is at the Reno Rodeo. When things roll on, we're going to go inside the indoor arena, Shannon Kelly, and feature some of the things that are on our head.
From a local company right here in town, Zach Larson has a feature for us coming up on a local hat company.
Gummy worms and Red Bull. Gummy worms and Red Bull, a lot of empty Red Bull cans. Miles, sleeping, roping. Nothing. I golf a little bit. I broke 100 the other day. Pretty proud of it. Probably McDonald's. I think I would be a good manager. You know, I think I would succeed at McDonald's pretty good.
Welcome back to NSN Tonight. There's a handful of vendors here at the Reno Rodeo, some local to our area, and our very own Zach Larson introduces us to Gardnerville's Buck Off Branding Bar.
All right, we're in the Silver Spur Mercantile here at the Reno Rodeo. I'm joined by Gina at Buck Off Branding Bar, and we're gonna learn how to customize our own hat. Is this a popular activity a lot of people do here?
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the funnest things we can do at rodeo.
I love it. All right, what's our first step into customizing our hat?
Yeah, so first we'd like to pick a hat and we'll get you sized, whatever style you like. So we could do this one today.
Yeah, let's do the black one, okay.
Yeah.
Step number 2.
Step number 2, we come over here and we'll bring, you kind of tell me what your vibe is.
Okay.
And your color scheme. And then we can do, today's purple day, so maybe you want to add a little purple on it.
Yeah, let's do a little purple.
Yeah.
And you said you guys started this out of kind of your apartment, your garage.
Yeah, we started out in the apartment and we got it going and we just started customizing hats. People were just buying them off my head and we just kind of kept going from there. And now we have a storefront out in Gardnerville. It's mostly reading people to kind of see what they like, what they don't like.
And because you want their personality to show through on the hat. Then we'll stick the cherry in. We just kind of find stuff. I'll thrift shop too, whatever I find, like matches or like old casino matches, pins, shotgun shells, yeah. Bullets out in the desert, just picking them up. We brand Nevada on it. Okay, ready?
All right, Dana, our hat is done. Let's see it. So it's a little girly, but that's okay because they make it for everyone here. But I love the way it turned out. So when somebody comes here and they want to customize something, you really truly mean you can customize it any way you want.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, that's how you make a hat here at the rodeo. So come on down to the Silver Spur Mercantile and you can find Buck Off Branding. They're here every single day of the rodeo and support a local business in Gardnerville. Gina, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, let's put it on.
Looking good, Zach Larson. How about the kid? His first Reno Rodeo as a reporter for us at NSN, diving full in.
He is diving full in. Love to see that. You always remember your first Reno Rodeo, right, Mike?
That you do, and he's certainly going to remember that piece. It's memorialized now.
It is.
Hat on and everything.
It is.
Hey, maybe you guys know all 9 nights of PRCA competition, I should say 8 of the 9 mornings, you can come watch the rodeo in the morning when they do what's called Slack. It is the timed events. It starts at 10 a.m. Let's just say you never know who you're going to see. I was here on Monday morning for Slack. Actually, it was Friday. Was it Monday morning? Either way, it was one of those days. They're all blending together. I walked by a somewhat large gentleman, and I thought out of my peripherals, was that NFL Hall of Famer Jared Allen? Sure enough, I got a better look at him, and it was. The South Lake Tahoe summer resident has a rich rodeo history, and he's got friends in the game, so he came to watch them do their thing at the Reno Rodeo.
I've only been a couple times, so I grew up on a reining cutting horse ranch, so but I've known about the event forever. My dad had a buddy who used to calf rope here when I was younger, stuff like that. But like I said, I just come down when my friends roll through. I do a lot of team roping, and so when they roll through, I come down and support them. One of my dad's friends growing up was a calf roper, so I spent a lot of time around calf ropers. And so Neil Smith actually told me to create a celebration that was authentic to me, and so we started tying up calves, right? And tying up quarterbacks, so to speak. But to do that with 80,000 people screaming, when you take the life out of a dude from the backside, just all his air goes out and you hit him in the small of his back, it's fantastic.
As a lifelong Vikings fan, I admittedly was a bit giddy when I ran into Jared Allen.
I'm sure you were.
He couldn't have been cooler. You've met him up in South Lake Tahoe
I
at the
have.
curling event that he was a part of. He has said he's never come to the perf, though, at the Reno Rodeo. We got to get him in there when the stands are packed.
Yeah, he's got to change that. I can't believe he's been here a couple of times during Slack, not to the perf. Jared Allen, a big rodeo guy. I still can't believe you saw him. That's
so cool.
awesome. To
That
see
was
a Pro
Friday
Football Hall of
morning
Famer.
Slack, yeah.
That's
Unbelievable.
Pretty
He let me interrupt the conversation he was having, too. Couldn't have been more gracious. Folks, we leave you with some photos courtesy of Logan Wise. We've been happy to take in his talents over at NevadaSportsNet.com. Photo galleries galore. For Shannon Kelly, I'm Mike Stephenson. Shout out to our crew on the ground. It takes a team. That was NSN Tonight from the Reno Rodeo, y'all. Giddy up. 2 more nights of that action ending on Saturday.